Alright, welcome to this Calibra first impressions video. So I've had this car for about 2 weeks now, and I'm going to compare it to my previous car, the Honda Civic, and we're gonna go for a little drive, and I'm gonna explain why I hate and why I like this car, both at the same time. I know it's incredible. So first off, as you can see, it pulls nicely, as it should for a 2-liter car, and well, that's one of my points why I like it. That was a nice Honda Civic Coupe right there. It was in green. So yeah, engine is good, runs nicely. The idle is a bit funky sometimes, but you know, this thing is super old. These engines were built in the 70s. They were carbed, you know, the older Opel models like the Manta, the Cadet, and the other stuff. So you know, we can't expect much, because you know, for a 2-liter engine, and then you say 116 horsepower, that's not really a lot by today's standards. Today's 2-liter engines make 200 plus horsepower, but you know, decent amount of torque, 170 Newton meters. When I compare it to the Honda, so I wasn't driving it for 2 weeks, and I had to drive it yesterday, and I couldn't get used to it again. It's slow once you come back from this, but you know, it's a 1.4 and this is a 2-liter, so that's a huge difference. And everybody was saying, yeah, this car, 2-liter engine, the fuel consumption is going to be massive. But you know what? Actually, it's about the same as in the Honda, because you know, right now I'm in 5th gear, I'm going up this hill, no problem, just a bit of throttle. And with the Honda, you had to be in 4th gear, you had to get some revs in it to get up this hill. So that's the difference. With that one, you really had to. That was also a great car, which you just spotted, probably a Lotus or something. So yeah, I like that about the car. Also sticks to the road very nicely. Throw it into the corner, no problem. So then, the minus points for this car, at least for me. It's an old German car. So you know, everything rattles, everything's broken, and there's nobody that's gonna tell me, oh, German quality. German quality my ass. Seriously, this car cost a fortune back in the day. And when you compare it to like, let's say an early 90s Honda Civic, maybe the 4th generation, you can pick up the most beat up one for like 200 bucks and nothing's gonna rattle, nothing's gonna fall off, it's gonna be perfect. So that's the big difference. Also, the big minus point for this car is its weight, actually, because it's super heavy, 1,300 kilograms. That's almost 350 heavier than the Honda. So you know, when you sit in this car, you really feel like driving a truck. It's freaking wide, it's freaking long. And when you go over bumps, you feel everything, mostly because I have lowered springs on, but also because the front is super heavy, because the engine is cast iron, and you know, that adds a lot of weight. So when you go over a bump, the front, you can really feel the front jumping up and down. Here we go, some nice noises. So yeah, that's what I most dislike about the car. It's very heavy. The steering is also heavy, very heavy, even though it's actually power steering. Also another, maybe it's not really a fault, maybe it's supposed to be that way, but when you put on the blinkers and when you turn and you straighten it out, it doesn't return the stock. So I don't know, actually sometimes it's very good to have that, and sometimes it's very annoying because you forget it The actual clicking noise, it's very silent. But I don't know if it's just broken or whatever. It's an old car, so I can't really blame it for that. So there's a bit of play in the shifter because, you know, the linkage is worn out. It's a 100-year-old car, and as you can see, nobody really took care of it. Oh, those bumps, yeah. It's good. This car is very good to drive on good roads, but the big problem here is I live in the most shitty part of the world where the roads are totally fucked. Even if they make a new road, it's all bumpy, it's all swervy and weird. So yeah, not exactly the kind of car for this type of roads. But yeah, that's pretty much this car. So I still don't know if I really like it, if I don't really like it, I don't know, it's weird for me. So I'm gonna keep driving it for at least a year, I hope, maybe do some things to it, and then we'll see. If I still like it, then maybe I'm gonna go all out, maybe really put some work into it. But if I don't grow to like it that much, then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go back and buy a Japanese car. So yeah, let's hope these guys get out of the way in front of me so we can do some acceleration. So yeah, the rest of the car, typical German stuff, the German light switch. The seats are quite comfy actually, even though this driver's seat is quite broken. It flops around all the time. Please turn right, yes, nice. Let's go second gear out of this corner. Oh shit, wheel spin, so much wheel spin. Oh my god. The road is a bit wet today, it's slippery. Yeah, it was not good at all. The tires are actually, they are pretty new, but you know, wet roads, heavy car, it just doesn't work. I'm hearing some weird noises back there, that's not good. Some windy noises, probably freaking leak by that window. Also I have that passenger footwell very wet, probably a leak in there by the ventilation. Gotta throw in some silicone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the Calibra, and we will see what the future brings for this car. I have some parts already ordered. We're gonna do some stuff to it, and stay tuned for all the crazy stuff that we're gonna do to this car.